Yes. 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 I'm just gonna go straight in. All right. So, getting my chat monitor up. Okay, now I can keep an eye out. Ah! Oh no! I accidentally fell off and got killed by a curling bomb in the process. Oh no! Ah! No! Ah! Ah! I thought it was landing somewhere safe. I was not. Okay, I need to like not die in 3 seconds before I do something stupid again. Dang it. See, I keep saying that, and then I keep dying in stupid ways, so I'm not doing the best at holding to that word. Ah! 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 Oh, oh. No! Okay, we do have the lead. See if we can get control back before they take the lead again. No! Nope, they got it. Dang it. That was close. That was close. Alright. So, anyways, now that I'm not focused on that. Hi. I got thrown in faster than I expected. So cool news what they announced today is that side order launches in about a month on the 22nd, which is nice. So that's when you can start to expect me streaming some side order content. Because I am very excited for that. Oh my god, I didn't realize there was one coming from the other direction too. There's so many things happening. No! Oh, they're gonna beat us. Yeah, we don't have time to recover that. That's rough. My team just was not very coordinated. Like, I felt like a lot of the time we were very split up. Which, like, to be fair, I feel like that's very easy in really any, like, console, like, type game. I don't know. I feel like you see less team play or, like, effort to team play on console games than you do in, like, PC games. And it's like, I don't know if it's because there's no built-in chat functions, but like that was why I really struggled to get into Pokemon Unite, or rather to stay into Pokemon Unite. And I think at the end of the day, it's just that it's not a fun game if you're solo queuing, because there's no chat. There's like I can't say anything to anyone. I can ping, but pings, like, no one notices the pings in that game. Like, the pings aren't very noticeable. You know, it's not like, you know, a standard ping in a game where it's like a big loud ping and you see where it is and it's like a super noticeable sound. Like, I never felt like I noticed pings in Pokemon Unite nearly as much as like something like The Storm or League of Legends or something, you know. PC MOBAs. Oh. Die. Anyway. Is today just like not my Splatoon day? I might just not be my Splatoon day. Oh my god, that thing is... Oh, no, that was the roller. I thought that was the, slosher. That was rough. I feel like several of those people were on the last team that won. I'm thinking that I'm just like stuck in this lobby. I'm stuck in here with them. I'm gonna switch to this reflux. I think I could just use something that has a different special right now, because I think like Tenno missiles are good, but I feel like not on these maps as much. Alright, let's do it. Come on. Yeah. You know what? I'm thinking I might have seen the other team at the start of the match, because I was remembering specifically the Octoling with the Fro, whose name I'm forgetting now, but I saw his name and I was like, oh, I've seen that name somewhere. I think it was literally at the start. Oh, no! No! The ink brush got me. I was just like, oh, I just took this guy out. I can safely do this. Yeah, I was like, I die. I think that's one thing that I'm not a huge fan of with the design of, at least the Splatoon 3 specials, but really, like, a lot of Splatoon features, a lot of specials, a lot of, sub-weapons. They all seem to have like a common design philosophy. It's like really low reactability. Managed to get them. Don't think so. No. Oh, they're gonna pass us. Oh, they took it. Yeah, we have to like hold control though. It's going to be very difficult. There were just like so many explosions. I couldn't even tell there was a bomb. Yeah, I think that's one of the things, like reactability in this game is not really much of a thing. Like, if you look at like a lot of Overwatch's ultimates and, you know, things like, it's very rare that there's something that's completely not reactable. Like that, I didn't have enough time to react to. And it's like, I feel like that's really common in Splatoon, is like, there's just like things that you can't have the time to react to. And I think it's most prevalent in specials, but it's also like in sub-weapons. Like, it's really hard to react to like a bomb, for instance. Like, some bombs you can, but like some you just, there's not enough time. Like when someone throws like the default bomb, if you are moving in the wrong direction when it lands, you don't have time to turn around and leave. And I think that's probably partially the case because in this one especially, it's like there is like a dodge button or a dodge mechanic where you can, you know, do the little like dash and get some iframes. But you have to have enough reaction time to do that. And often I find that, at least for me, and granted I do have a pretty slow reaction time, like the time frame between being able to see that there's a bomb, I have enough time to register, oh, there's a bomb, and not do anything like about that fact. But like if I'm thinking of like something like you know, Like, let's say, for instance, if someone uses a reef slider, which is probably one of the more reactable specials in the game, there's not much of a way to know that it's coming. It's still relatively quick, and I think it's comparable to something like if you look at like Overwatch, kind of like Junkrat's tire. You know, just a big thing leaves the user kind of vulnerable, but like is a big exploding thing that does basically, if you are near it, an instant kill. Oh. I got snuck up on. But yeah, like when Junkrat uses his Rip Tire, like there's obviously the big announcement of, hey, I'm using my Rip Tire, basically. Or like with the like Killer Whale, like the 5-in-1 or whatever, 5.1 or whatever, 6.1, the new Killer Whale. No. But yeah, like if you look at the Killer Whale, that's, I would say, probably most comparable to like Hanzo's dragons, you know? And when Hanzo uses dragon, it's so reactable. You have so much time. He has to say the whole thing, and it's like it can still surprise you from good use, but like it happening isn't the problem. It's like it's the skill of the player using it that makes it difficult. And I feel like Splatoon is like a little just generally faster paced, and I think that's part of its design philosophy. But I feel like it's often like just as a result kind of harder to react and play in a sort of like I don't know, like I don't think there's a way to play safe in Splatoon other than to play really aggressive, if that makes sense. Like there's no like playing like to get away from someone. It's just kill them before they kill you type of combat. And I think that is part of what they want the design philosophy to be. Like I think they want it to be very aggressive and fast-paced and stuff. But I definitely think it would be fun if there was a way to play Splatoon and got him, like that slower paced sort of way, more consciously. But yeah, I feel like Splatoon really awards aggression, while something like an Overwatch really rewards like a bit of strategy and like not turtling, but like just playing more defensively. Like you have tanks in the first place, and I feel like Splatoon, every role is a DPS of some sort, and then there's like some support stuff. But like, no matter what weapon type you're using, I feel like in Splatoon you're often bringing firepower. Like, I think it's very rare for there to be an outright like, yeah, that's just a support kit. Because in this game there's not really a niche for that. You know, obviously there's no like healing supports, but it's like, oh, this one has the shield, like the bubble shield thing as its special, and this one has the you know, like soda. Like those are very support specials. But I feel like most of the design philosophy behind Splatoon is very aggressive. Oh, didn't want to go all the way here. Ooh. No. I feel like I'm so bad at my spotting with the wall. Ah. Like, it just goes so far. I want to throw it at my feet, and it just goes. No. Or like another special that I'm thinking of, it's like in that you can't really react sort of design philosophy, is Booyah Bomb. If a Booyah Bomb lands near you, you cannot escape unless you're already running the right direction. Ah! No! No! Jeez. Ooh, oh, hey. Yeah, on my way. Leave me be. No! Jeez. Yeah. That was GG's. Yeah, and I think honestly that's probably part of why I'm like not as huge a fan of like a lot of the better weapons in Splatoon is because like I think that's part of what they do to account for the fact that you can't have like you don't have many reactable things is they make things that you have to be more skilled to use. You know, like you have to be better at leading your shots because everything in this game pretty much is a you know, projectile. Only the snipers really have like a hit scan option. And I'm not good with like sniper hit scan, but like rapid fire hit scan or something like that I can deal with. But it's like I feel like a lot of the weapons in this game are like, you know, your blasters, your sloshers, your rollers, where it's like it's a big hit that's infrequent, whereas I'm generally better with small hits that are frequent. But I struggle when it comes to range in this game because everything that has like a really rapid fire design has no range. And I have the worst ability to aim up close. No! I feel like that happens every time. It's just, I get there, I explode, nothing happens, and then I die. I need to get better at positioning myself with that. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Splatoon with like a proper big budget esports scene would be awesome to watch. I think as it currently is, like, it just hasn't had that support from Nintendo. You know, we need, like, a Splatoon CS type thing. Because it's like, I would love to see upper-level Splatoon gameplay. But, like, also, I don't know, well presented, well produced. I feel like a lot of Splatoon esports, it's very like, oh, you can see from this person's perspective and this person's, and like it just kind of keeps swapping between players' perspectives. But I feel like what really sets, you know, esports up well is the ability to see both from player perspectives, but also like having times where like you're seeing from the map, you're seeing from, you know, a third-person viewpoint. I think that is all really nice. Like, I like when it does switch to a specific player's point of view at times, but I don't know, I feel like other, you know, streams setups I've seen for, like, esports tend to have like just a little bit nicer of a setup, because I feel like Splatoon being third person but also with like motion controls, and competitively pretty much everyone uses them, I feel like it kind of struggles with having it be very presentable because you're seeing like a lot of these really fast moving things, and I think if you could see that outside, that might be a little better. Because I feel like this game's so fast-paced that having the player view most of the time isn't as nice. And it's like, I think that could be reserved for, like, really cool plays or something. Or, you know, if someone's doing something particularly interesting. I took it. Ow. I died. That was my body. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Splatoon could have a really nice esports scene if it had proper support. And it's like, to be fair, I haven't seen much of the more recent stuff with it. But again, it's like, I feel like it just does not have like the support it needs to really get to a point where I'm like, oh yeah, there's a Splatoon tournament on, let's tune in. Alright, we got it. Yeah, I'd be curious to see, I guess, like, sort of what Nintendo's take would be on something like a, you know, Splatoon 4 as far as like support would go, because I feel like Splatoon 1 obviously had like the least esports support. Splatoon 2, they sort of acted like they were going to, but really didn't. Splatoon 3, it kind of similar, honestly. And it's like, I feel like Nintendo's just not particularly interested in or skilled with setting up an esports sort of scenario. Like the most successful is probably Pokemon, but that's handled through the Pokemon company, not Nintendo itself. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like Nintendo struggles with sort of finding the right balance between their casual and competitive play and like how they present it. You know, you see it in Smash, you see it in Splatoon. And it's like, I feel like something with like actual did not go around the wall at all. Started going up the wall. At the same time, I think Nintendo got like a little, barely clipped me, a little overly cautious of the sort of like more competitive scene with like the map design for Splatoon 3. Like it's so, I don't know, it's just like clean. But it's like sort of sterile, like every, you know, people have called it like the Tetris block effect. I think it's just like balanced in a really sterile way where it's like there isn't much life to it. It's just balance. it's the least offensive structure, and people are like kind of upset, like, oh, that's kind of boring that every map is the same shape now, and every no blasters. But like, I don't know, like every map has like the same shape. Every I mean, it's really just the maps. Like, but yeah, like I don't know, just the overall concern with the map design. Like, oh, every map has like no walls that you can like ink. You know, it's just like, oh, inkable walls. No, no, you can't go on the wall, or that's not points. You know, you don't want to go on the wall. Why would you want walls that are inkable? Oh my god, I didn't realize they were there. I couldn't see them through my own head. Oof. No. No. Ow. Oh, it was just the wave breaker and getting hit directly with a curling bomb. Not even the explosion of the curling bomb, I don't think, hit me though. I think it was just the wave breaker and having me clipped by a bomb that went past. Oh no, I thought it got them. Oh no! Server maintenance and they're after me servers. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Scary. That was so good. Hello. I just like snuck in. I was like, no, thank you. Oh wow, they were closer than I thought by the end. Oh. That was scary. No, I feel like Nintendo could better support their esports scenes. That's not a new statement. That's not a new thought. So many people have said it before and probably said it better than me. But I don't know. It's just like, I mean, this is about to begin. They're kicking me out before the maintenance has begun. I think they are. Oh. Oh. I didn't know about the maintenance. I was just like, oh yeah, Splatoon to 7. Well. Let's go to the general store. Pick up my general goods, I guess. I have 15 minutes of... no. I'm still not able to do it because they kick you offline. Or do I... Am I able to join online and then leave the lobby? Or is it just going to say, hey, maintenance? Wow. Unfortunate. Alright, well. No, I hadn't considered that maintenance could happen. Nor did I realize that they would kick me off before it started. Well, what can I do? Hmm. 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 All right, give me a second to think here. Huh, I guess I could just pivot. Here, I think I'm just gonna pivot to Pokemon, and I'm just gonna EV train a team and just talk because I was going to EV train after my stream, but here we are. Splatoon 3 servers are in maintenance, so I'm just gonna go get some EVs and vibe, I guess. Um, I gotta get some HP for a couple months. I guess that's what I'm doing now. Oh, it's that's unexpected. But hey, let's get some hit points. Yeah, Shield and Sunbeam need their hit points. Have I healed? Yeah. You are hit points. Yeah. Wait, have I given my team the proper items? Didn't check that before you. Nope, I did not. Cool. You need power weight. And you need power weight. Now I fight. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's weird. The start of the Switch, I think, was the strongest esports support Nintendo has ever shown. I mean, like, they had like ARMS esports, they had Splatoon 2, they had Smash Ultimate, kind of. They didn't really show Smash a ton of support until COVID hit, though. You know, but they also had, you know, a lot of games that felt built for their esports scenes. You know, you look at, you know, you look at Smash Ultimate, and especially it's like 1v1 things, like the things that happen when you're in a 1v1 match in Smash Ultimate. It's very showy. You know, you have like the scores that pop up when someone gets KO'd. You have like, you know, these super fancy, you know, camera things and zoom ins and slowdowns for like a lot of things, which, you know, to be fair, Smash always had, but I feel like they were emphasized in a really exaggerated way in Ultimate. You know, you hit someone and they're going down soon thing, like that effect, being as prominent as it is. A lot of those things, they just felt really. I'm here now. Not exaggerated, but like showy. Like it's meant for you to see it at like a tournament or something, you know, for it to be presented to you and have this flash kind of be used for making it more engaging. It felt very much like that was sort of the design philosophy behind it. But when I think of something, and then going from that, I also look at like Pokemon Sword and Shield. A lot of people were disappointed in Sword and Shield for a variety of reasons, and I don't think that any of those had to do with like the flashiness of combat at like a VGC level. Obviously there were people who were upset about things like the double kick animation and, some of those moves that had like really simplistic ones. But like, if it was something you saw at like VGC, it generally looked very good. Not everyone was big on like Dynamax as a feature, but the moves were showy and dramatic, and the overall design of the game felt like built for it to be used in esports. It's just so presentable. It was such a polished looking like UI. It was so clean. The game generally had like a bit of a sports theme from the fact that like all the gyms were, inspired by like soccer stadiums. And so they had like almost like a sports graphics UI design theme. But then you look at, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and I feel like they don't look good in VGC. I think, honestly, they're probably the worst VGC has looked since, I guess not since the 3DS ones, because the 3DS ones were so recent. But like, I think VGC has always had a struggle with presentability, and I think it was at its best in Sword and Shield. I think the 3DS games looked the prettiest, other than Sword and Shield, maybe slightly more pretty than Sword and Shield. But their downside was they had so many frame drops. Sword and Shield didn't have as many frame drops, but I feel like the Fresnel effect was a bit strong, and the overall cell shading wasn't very pronounced. It felt like it was somewhere between cell shaded and not cell shaded. And then you look at this game, and as much as I love it, obviously visual polish is not its forte. They didn't implement anything, and I do not understand for the life of me why you wouldn't want something like this in. I don't know if it was something they wanted to do and cut for time or what. But something that felt like an obvious solution for me was that if you are in a battle, it should be impossible, genuinely impossible for your opponent in the battle, which can only ever be a set distance from the camera, this far, is as far as I can get from this battle. I don't think that the Pokemon in a battle should ever switch to their lower level of detail models at all. I don't think that should be possible. I think the moment you interact with one, it should, if it's not in its high detail model, switch to its high detail model. There's not really a reason for it to not do that. I think that's just silly that was not factored in, because this is in singles, and I can get far enough where my Pokemon is no longer its high poly model. But in doubles, even with the camera in its default locked position, it is so easy for your opponent to be a lower level of detail model at their furthest back Pokemon, and I think that doesn't look good. That's not a good thing as far as presentability goes, because that means at VGC, where it's a doubles format, you're going to see those models all the time, and I don't think they should show up in your upper echelon of gameplay. I don't think you should have those faults showing. I think that should be your most polished experience. And it really just isn't. I think another issue is because this game is, open world, it has one downside of being open world, where the whole environment is more limited in how good it can look. And they didn't really account for that by making some battlefields that are sequestered and beautiful, you know. Even though this game doesn't have traditional battlegrounds like the old Pokemon games did, where it's like, oh, it's a separate area and it's, you can't walk around it or anything, and it's its own thing. It's all fully separate. Like, even though this doesn't have that, they didn't think to add any areas that like look better. Like, I feel like if I'm battling online, most of the areas that you battle don't look very good, because they're just areas in the game, and I think most of the areas in the game don't look very good. It's just sort of a result of the realistic art style they went for and the lack of like proper optimization to make it run well and look good in those environments. So it's like, I feel like a lot of the battlegrounds just are on the less visually appealing side. A lot of the ones that you see are like the battleground at the school. That's like that closed off, like, sort of atrium area above the school. That doesn't look very good. It's so flat, and the lighting is so flat in there. You can't even tell you're indoors, is the other thing. It's like, it's literally... I can see it from here. I can't see it from here, but if once I'm done EV training, I'll like fly over. I got 5 more. But like that atrium area or the courtyard area, it's entirely indoors. It's encased in glass, and you would not know it because unless you go in there and you look straight up. And I didn't even know I could go there in normal gameplay. I thought it was exclusive to battles and stuff. And then I realized I could go there. I don't know. I didn't do anything at the school for a long time. That was when I realized that there was a roof. I was indoors. And it's like, I couldn't have told that from like just looking at it. And it's like, I think of similar areas in past Pokemon games that have looked indoors despite having designs similar to that. Like, look at the Elite Four champion room in Gen 7. Look at the battle tower in Gen 8. Those are indoor spaces, but they look, they're indoor spaces with like a lot of windows, and I feel like they look like they're indoor spaces with a lot of windows. I think those are relatively nice looking areas. I just think that not having those like dedicated sort of like beautified areas makes VGC with this generation just not look good. It doesn't look any better than this, and this doesn't look like particularly great for the most part. It's like there are times in this game that I stop and go like, wow, that's really pretty, but it's not often. It's usually like Sunset. I feel like Sunset this game does well. Yeah, those are good. Do their extra stats. Defense for Shelob, special defense for Sunbeam. Marking these in my team sheet. Okay, everyone's stats are done. Just need one more ability capsule. Or ability patch. I do need to use an ability capsule, though. I need that for my Ekans. I have a ton of those, so that's good. Ability capsule. Ability is now intuited. Cool. And then I need one more patch so that I can get drought on my Vulpix. And then I do need to change some Terra types. Part of me is debating whether or not I should give my Quaquaval the Stellar Terra type. Because part of me is like, oh, well, water would be really nice for making Aqua Step stronger. But then I'm like, well, but then ice would be nice because I want to run triple axle with a zoom lens. Or with a wide lens. And I'm like, is it worth it? And then I'm sitting here and I'm looking at it and I'm like, I think it... You know, I think it's better to make Aqua Step stronger than it is. Because it's my weakest stab move. But then I could just go Stellar and then that's not a problem. You know what? I'm going to go Stellar. So I'm gonna fly over to the school, or nearer to the school, and then I'm gonna fly towards I should do first. I haven't done a lot of like the flying in the main area of the game. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm not gonna get close enough to the school area where I'm gonna get sucked into the city. But if you see, like if you look over there at the school, underneath the Pokeball is where the like courtyard is. And it's like an entirely closed in space. It's not its own outdoor area. It's an indoor space with like a lot of windows, and it's like it doesn't look like that in game. That's just not the impression I get when I'm looking at it. But I'm gonna go... I haven't seen what happens if I go as high as I can in this area and like what the region looks like from max height. Man, it feels so small already. Like, I'm not even at max height yet. I might be just past the peak of the mountaintop. It's crazy how when you're on, or like when you're able to go like this high in a game, it like just makes the entire world of the game feel so small. And it's like, man, it took me like days to explore this on my first playthrough. Like, I'm getting so high that the map is glitching a little bit more. Did I go too high? Did it put me down? Oh my god, I did. I went too high. I didn't realize that was how that would work. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna jump over because I was basically there. I was like here when I hit the top, and it was like, nope, I'm going away, putting you back. Whoops. I went too high. But yeah, I don't know. Like it's, I feel like this game does not make a good impression when you see something like VGC, and I feel like that's a really easy thing for people to see of a game like after it's out is like seeing like the people playing competitively because like people watch competitive stuff that they don't play all the time. So even if someone doesn't play Pokemon competitively, like they've probably seen competitive Pokemon. Even if they haven't been playing it, whether it's like they watch a specific streamer who does like a lot of VGC oriented content or whatever. You're stellar. You have enough dark. That's for Shelob. I need ground. That's for Scoot. Alright, now I have to get my items sorted. I'm going to start with the ones that are in Mesagoza. I bet anyone tuning in now is like, this isn't Splatoon at all. It happens when maintenance strikes at 7:45. I would like to buy some items. I need a focus sash. I'm hoping this is a smart choice. We'll see. Need an assault vest. Assault vest. Where'd my sash go? Sash. Heat rock. I'm pretty sure I have some Kasparov stuff that I need too. yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's sort of a common thing that I've noticed is I feel like the start of the Switch lifespan, Nintendo was like, oh, we really want to push like esports on the Switch, and then they like stopped. And I feel like part of that's like, you know, the Switch started to look more dated in some ways. So like they kind of leaned away from it more, or maybe it was just an internal thing that they were like, nah, that's not. And you know, now they're where they are now as far as like esports stuff goes. I think the wide lens is Electric City. Mirror herb. Oh, leftovers. Oh no, that was the leftovers. My mirror herb is down. Yeah. Here we are. Now I'm just missing a wide lens. And an ability patch. I think it's on this side of Lucia. Okay. Y'all got a wide lens? That was a little jank. Is this the one? This is the one! I was right. Alright, and now I just need to give him a wide lens. A little boy. I have 3 protect users on this team, so I'm gonna need to get a lot of protects. So I'm gonna need scatterbug powder, so I actually have to go all the way over here again, so that I might get some. But yeah, I'm gonna be ending off here soon. Basically, I'm just gonna gather some scatterbug powders. And I'm gonna do 1 Stellar Terra with my Quaxley. Oh, there's one. Boop. Bloop. Oh no, I want to get like one where I can actually align the camera. Are you better now? Is this a better spot? Okay. It is raining, so I'm gonna get extra damage on top of this too. I'm just like, oh my god, it's raining! Too many things! Huh. You know, I'm gonna end with picnicking. Give everybody a scrub. Giving everybody a scrubbing. You need a scrubbing. You look like you need a scrubbing. Just one more. You need a scrubbing. I love how its scales look. Ekans look so good in this. And you need a scrubbing. Can no longer hide this. But yeah, that's gonna be all for today's stream. I apologize that I couldn't play exclusively Splatoon 3. I didn't realize there was maintenance today, but happens. So anyways, thank you so much if you joined me live or after the fact. Either way is cool with me as long as you had some fun. That said, I'm going to go do human things as humans do, and you probably should too. So thank you so much. Goodbye. Farewell. End on the stream.